Hi there. Today we're going to use our spreadsheet, Excel, to create a self-assessing quiz. So the user will go on, answer some questions, they'll be told if they're right or wrong, and there'll be a scoreboard telling them how much they got. So I need to create kind of three sections for my quiz. I've got to create a kind of welcome screen, which is like a splash screen. And I do that by going down to where it says sheet 1, and I just go click, click, and I'm going to call this welcome. Okay. Next to it, there's a plus sign. So if I click that, I make another sheet. I go click, click on it, and I rename that. This is where my questions are. So I'm going to type questions there. And then I need to click on the plus at the bottom again and go click, click. And this one is going to be my back end. So this is where I store all the answers and anything else that I don't want the user to see. And this one will become hidden. When you right click it, you can go hide. Don't do it now because you still need to create it. But that's how you would hide it at the end. So if I go onto my welcome screen, the whole idea is to create something which is graphic, is colorful, welcomes the user and tells them what they need to do for the quiz. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on View, and where it says Headings, I'm going to untick that to get rid of all the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and get rid of the grid lines. And I'm now going to take my whole screen, and I'm going to select it, go onto the Home tab, and just use my fill color to put in a nice color. I can then go and get a picture and paste it in, and I can go insert, and I can use a text box to put some messages and things. But I'm going to create a nice little welcome screen. To get a picture, you go to a picture, you right click on it, you go copy image, and then you go in here and you go Control V to paste the image, for example. And you should end up with something that looks a bit like this. I'm going to pause now while you get up to speed. You can pause the video, and when next we meet, we'll be putting together the questions. So here's my page, and now I'm going to go and create some questions. So I go onto the questions tab, click there, and really what I want is I want like 4 columns. I'll just put them in as headings. I can always hide them later. But I've got 1 column for my questions, 1 where the user will type in answers, 1 which will tell them whether they're right or wrong, and then give them a score. So I'm going to just drag across there to make my questions tab a little bit bigger. Answers should be quite big. Those can kind of be the same. And I'm going to have 10 questions. So I'm just going to create space for 10 questions. And I'm going to pop that in there. I'm just going to center my headings using the alignment for no other reason than just it looks good and keeps me sane. And now I'm going to put in some questions here. So I go and I type in as many questions as I want. Mine is a nerdy computer quiz, so I'm going to go and find some questions about computers. Go and put in your own questions, and I'll meet you back shortly. So here we go. I've typed in some questions here. As you can see, I've got 10 of them, and they produce multiple choice type answers. Now, I want the user to go in here in the answers column and select answers from drop-down lists. They can be multiple choice like A, B, C, D, or they can be true, false as well if you want to set it up like that. And in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy my questions, select it with my mouse, go Control C to copy, go into my back end tab, and just paste those questions in. And you'll notice that they've kind of gone all funny like that. I can select all of these rows and go right click, and I can go row height and put in, let's say 40, should be okay. And I've now got all my questions here. I'm going to create 4 columns for my A, B, C, or D, multiple choice type stuff. I'm just going to select it there, and I'm just going to center everything. And now what I do is I go through and I put in the right answers. So for example, which of the following is not an output peripheral? Well, outputs are things like speakers, printers, monitors. So a mouse would be an input peripheral, not an output. So I go in and I put some right answers down. Let me do that and I'll join you shortly. So here's my screen after putting in all those answers. And all the ones that are highlighted are the correct answers. By the way, I don't know the name of Bill Gates' mother's aunt. I'm just guessing. So I've highlighted in a color all the right answers. This is the back end. This is going to be hidden. The user's not going to see this, so I can do this quite safely. And it allows me to quickly see what the right answer is. So I've got all possible answers, and I've got the right answer indicated. I'm now ready to go and plop this into my question sheet. So I'll pause to let you catch up, and then I'll meet you back on the question sheet in a moment. Okay, so what I want to do now is in this answers column, I want to be able to have a drop-down list of the possible answers to this question showing here. And the way to do that is to click on Data, Data Validation, and you change any value to list. You don't want any value, you want a drop-down list. What is the source of that list? And in here, I could type in possible answers separated by commas. That's another way of doing it. So I could put possible answers and just separate them with commas, but I've already got it. So I now I click on my backend tab, and I go and I select all of those 4 possible answers. And I click OK, and takes me back into my answers sheet. And you'll notice there's a little arrow there. Aha, I can select my right answer. I'm just going to click there, go onto the Home tab, and I'm just going to align vertically. Okay, and I think I should align to the center as well. So let me just do that. So all my answers will kind of look neat on the screen. So how do you do that? Let's do it again. You click where you want your drop-down answers. This is the second question. You go to Data up here. You go to Data Validation over here. You change any value to list. You click inside Source. Instead of typing anything, you click on the back end and you go and you select your 4 possible answers and you click OK, and it's now available. CPU would be Intel. So I'm going to pause now. They're doing walk right practice anyway, and we will resume shortly after you've added all your drop-down lists. Okay, so I'm back on my questions tab, and I've set up all those drop-down lists, and I put the right answer in. And the reason for putting the right answer in is because I want to type in a formula here which will check this answer, and if it's the same as the right answer, it's going to tell the user you're right. So how do we set up that formula? I click here where I want the formula to be, and if you remember, the way to find a formula is on the Home tab. You can go up here and you can go to auto sum, etc., and there are more functions there. And one of the functions, if you click on more, is if. So you just find if in the list. You might have to change commonly used to or, but if is very commonly used. You click OK, and it's giving you a little hint. It's saying, and you'll notice this in the FX here, the editor box for your formula. It says equals if, it opens the bracket. It says logical test, and then it's got comma, value if true, comma, value if false. So what's the logical test? Well, the logical test is if this answer here, in other words, cell B2, is equal to, so I type an equal sign, is equal to the right answer. So the right answer I will find in the back end there. And then I can go back into my question tab. In other words, if B2 is equal to the back end, C2, comma, it must say correct, otherwise it must say incorrect, and then I close my bracket. So if B2 is the same as my back-end sheet where the right answer is, then it must say correct, otherwise it must say incorrect. Let me just test that by going enter, and it's saying name. So there's a problem there. I think the problem might be that I have put correct and incorrect. I haven't made it text. To make it text, I must just put quotation marks around it. So where you see little errors like this, please don't worry about them. They're usually very easy to fix. I just forgot to indicate that correct and incorrect was text, and text is usually inside inverted commas. Now if I go enter, yes, it says correct, it's working. And again, let me select the whole of that, and I just align that, and I just align that. Now I've got to do it again. So probably a good idea. We get a chance to do it a second time. So it's a formula or function. So I can do it by typing equals. It's an if function. So I type if, and then I can open my bracket and the logical test. That answer, in other words, B3, must equal. So I type equals. I go to the back end and I click there on the same one. And I go back into my questions, I go comma, and this time I remember to put in my inverted commas, correct, comma, incorrect, and close my bracket. And I go enter, and it's telling me I'm correct. If I go in here and I change that answer to another one, it tells me it's incorrect, working perfectly. Do that again, and let me do it one more time. And this time I'll show you a third way of doing it. So I'm going to go into my function editor here, and I'm going to say equals if, and I open it. And you'll notice I'm typing it in here rather than straight typing it in there. It amounts to exactly the same thing. If that cell there, B4, is equal to my back end cell, B4, go back in here, comma, inside quotation marks, I say correct, otherwise, comma, I say incorrect, and close my bracket and go enter. And again, I can just change that to test it to see if it changes to incorrect, which it does. Fill all of those in, and then we'll go and do the score. Okay, I've filled them all in. I hope you have too. And now I'm ready to put my score in. So this one can be quite simple because it just needs to check whether this cell says correct. And as long as you've spelt correctly, and these are all the same, that'll work. So it's another function. So it's going equals if, open bracket, if that there equals, and I'll write it out correct, comma, it must give points for being correct. I'm going to give 2 points for correct. Otherwise, comma, it must go 0 points for being incorrect. Close your bracket. So I've typed in equals if C2, that's that cell over there, says correct, inside quotation marks obviously, comma, if it is, it will say give 2 points, otherwise it will give 0 points. And I go enter, and you'll notice it's giving 2 points. Again, I'm just going to center it, just to make it look neat. And I can now copy this down. So I can select that cell. If I go to the bottom right-hand corner, my cursor turns into crosshairs, and I just drag it down. You'll notice where it's incorrect, it says 0. Wherever it's correct, it says 2. Because the formula is the same. It's checking, does that cell say correct? If it does, it gives 2 marks. So that bit's really, really easy. where it's incorrect, let's go and make a correct answer. So we'll change that to Intel, and now it's saying correct and giving 2 marks. Now for my scoreboard, what I've done is I've selected a whole bunch of cells here, and I've just clicked on merge and center to merge all these cells. And maybe that color is a bit too bright, and let me put that back into that color. I want a nice big writing here, so let me go and make it 72, biggest I can. I can type the values in. Oh, that's upsetting that a little bit. I might have to change that. But I now need a formula basically to add up this column. And you know how to do that. It's the auto sum, isn't it? So I go to my auto sum, select sum, and I want, it's suggesting D2 to E2. No, I want the column. So I want to select all of my scores here, and then I just go enter, and it should, oh my God, I've made this way too big. That's what's happened. So here it is, it's popping in here. So let me just merge these ones. I made a mistake while merging. And now it's popping it in there. I can just align it. And there's my scoreboard. Well, that's the project basically. I messed it up at the end there. So I would need to go and just make sure that I change the colors back to nothing. And now I've got a scoreboard and everything. I can resize all of this just by going in here, selecting the columns, going right click and going row height. And then if I put in something like 40, for example, it should bring everything back nice and easy. I can just resize that to make the scoreboard a little bit more healthy looking. I'm not quite sure where the scoreboard is anymore. You'll notice I've got all the grid lines here. Well, if I go into view, I can go and I can hide those grid lines and I can hide those headings. And so now it's just telling me question, answer. And all I need to do really is go and format this nicely. I can make it a nice format. Right or wrong, maybe I don't need a heading there. And the score, if I want to hide this column, let me just go view and get back my headings for a moment. If I click on the D row, a column, right click on it, and I go hide columns, it'll hide that score. So it's just telling me whether it's correct or not. It's not going to, and totaling it up, it's not going to put the individual little scores here. I don't really need that. And then as I get questions right or wrong, then my score changes. And I think that works pretty well. Last thing you need to do after you've formatted this nicely is just hide the back end. Go to your back end tab at the bottom here on the left, right click and go hide. By the way, if you make a mistake and you need to get it again, just go on any of these and go right click and go unhide, and you can go OK and put the back end back. But hide it for now, go to your welcome screen, and then it should say saved at the top here. You can exit and submit it.